Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone who is watching. Thank you so much for joining me for a brand new game that we have today, which is, of course, FIREWATCH. Very exciting. I'm trying out a few new things. So one is the new type of chat overlay. That's kind of an 8-bit retro style. I know what you mean about the readability. Let's roll with it. I decided for it because it is kind of very minimalistic, and I wanted us all to have that super immersive experience with the game, because it is very immersive. It's based on the Unity game engine, and I discovered it because I was talking to one of the guys who works for Panic. Panic were kind of financing and marketing this game, developed by Campo Santo on the Unity game engine, and I was chatting to him on Twitter and about a different project called Umlaut Board, which is based on something that he made a few years ago called Glyph Board. And through that, I discovered that game. It was available for $4.99 on GOG.com. Currently, retail price is $20, and you can get it at, I put a link in the chat earlier. It's firewatchgame.com. There we go. Fell in love with it, and I thought I wanted to share this with you. So yeah, there we go. That is what we're going to be doing today. It's kind of a hiking game, walking simulator, also known as, and it's kind of a mysterious story that is developing there. But mainly we're going to be looking at super stunning, exciting graphics and follow the storyline. When I started streaming a test earlier today, Mixer switched me to 18+. So there's no gore or any kind of nudity in this game really, but there is a bit of swearing. I tend not to swear, but the game does. So there we go. That's viewer discretion advised. That's all I'm saying. And I switch it back to team. Don't know if we get into trouble for that, but we'll just roll with it because I don't think it's that bad. Thank you for your input there earlier on Discord, Dreamlab. That was very nice of you. So there, shall we get this going, my friends? I say let's. So, continue. We don't want to do that. We want to bring a brand new game to the table. And oh yes, there's one other thing I needed to tell you about. This is kind of a choice-based game. Once we get to the story, there's a couple of choices that we have to make. And in the beginning, we only get like a black screen, so you'll see that, and we have quite a bit of time to make those choices there between all of us. But once the game gets going, we'll communicate with the radio with our kind of supervisor, and what happens is that we only have about 5 to 10 seconds to pick one of the choices. So what I suggest we do is when it's time to make a decision and you find something that you'd like to see, just put the number 1, number 2, or number 3 into the chat. We can also not make a choice. That is also possible. Then we basically ignore the supervisor. Depending on what we do, different outcomes in the game. So there we go. With all that said, let's start a brand new game and see what happens. Well, we're going to go start with an empty game, I guess. And here we go. Enjoy, everyone. We're going to be about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. Depends when we get to kind of an interesting stopping time there. Oop, that's not it. This is it. There we go. There we go. Let's enjoy. So the game actually plays in 1989. We're going to go retro today. Hence I thought, the retro font is more than appropriate. And we see Julia. How interesting, huh? She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, that's us, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You are drunk. So what shall we say? So what's, your major or you're pretty? That's kind of a decision that we're going to have to, make together. What do you think? Major or you're pretty? Drunk, pretty. Let's do this. Fantastic. You're pretty, she says coolly. You are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply, confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter, and off we go. So this is more like what the game is going to look like. We can look around, we can even see us. That's not always possible in first-person games. Pick up a backpack. There we go. I don't think we need to press a button. We can just go, hey, there we go. Leave the elevator. I have been looking around in this garage here. There's really not much to see. And this is not what the game is about at all. But let me just give you a quick tour here. I really like how they've made the first-person camera bob around. You can switch that off as well. You know, it's not straight. You just walk around and it moves as if it's kind of a GoPro that's mounted on your head. The garbage here. Just a bit of background. Very nice attention to detail there. Throw that backpack in there. And off we go. Old DJI Osmo, that's right. So that was 1979. Now I guess you date for over a year. We're talking 1980-81. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia's in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. Which one shall we get, the beagle or the German shepherd? I remember our neighbors used to have a beagle. The German shepherds are quite nice. Rod and Trekkie Patrick say shepherd. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with the shepherd. Mayhem is an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julia loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, child, and pet all rolled into one. It's a good name, isn't it, Rod? Absolutely. Oh, it's still 1979. Excellent. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off of the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. It was a long year, wasn't it? Kids, they're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have some, a couple little idiots. What shall we say? That would be pretty good. Or, one day. Why rush? What shall we pick? Rod says let's postpone this thing with the children and all. Yeah, let's go with that. One day. Why rush? She looks away, out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. All right. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay? Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged, lying in bed on a Sunday morning. That's romantic. Very nice. I like how they've intercut this kind of intro story that eventually brings us here to this beautiful environment, the thoroughfare trailhead. This is where we're going to be spending most of our time. Brian, how you doing? Oh, I was going to cue the applause, and then I realized my phone was off. Applause coming later. Hello all the same. There we go. Second phone was still on. More applause coming later. Yeah, so this is the game that we're going to be looking at in more detail. But we have a bit of intro story to finish. Very nice stylistic look here. Our pickup truck. Do we have a backpack? I guess we do. We must have. Well, let's hike right in. Yeah, no fires just yet. I think the fires, they may start maybe in the next episode or so. 1980, there we go. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call, you're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. What are we gonna do? We get mad or we ignore her? Remember, you can just put 1 or 2, and going forward that makes just your typing life a lot easier there. Rod says ignore, Christina says ignore, we ignore her. There we go. You don't touch each other all night. The next day, you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. How's she gonna draw us? You pose and flex like He-Man, or you frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Okay, votes are going for the He-Man style. Okay, let's do that. This is all gonna have implications for the outcome of the game, by the way, so let's do that. You pose and flex like He-Man. You look awesome. Looks like we've been hiking all day. In 1989, by the way. Very nice. It's one of those games that I thought, no matter where you point the camera, it's just beautiful to look at. And especially with the sounds, it really makes you feel like, you know, we're actually there. 2 Forks, Fire Lookout. 8 miles to go. Whew. No time like the present. (1982). During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Mayhem at night. That's the dog, Brian, just in case you weren't here at that point. Mayhem is our dog. It's a German Shepherd. Twin Peaks is just ahead, Rod. There's a festival in town, in Twin Peaks. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Mayhem runs away. Fuck, the dog, Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. What shall we do? You scare him away, or you beat his goddamn face in? Rod says face in. Christina says peaceful approach, you scare him. Alright, let's beat his goddamn face in. Your arm gets cut up, but you beat the guy to a pulp. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't want to go down that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Yeah, cracks knuckles, exactly. Straight into 1984, Eurythmics and all that. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. What do we do? Convince her not to take the job? Or agree to her moving if she commutes back and forth 2,000 miles? This is a really tough decision. I know, impossible, isn't it, Christina? Convince her not to take the job, or agree for her to take it if she commutes 2,000 miles back and forth. Okay, I guess we have a vote. Convince your beloved partner not to take her job. A good point, Christina, good point. Okay, I'm going to go with the majority vote here. One it is. Convince her not to take the job. You tell her that this means you two won't have a family. She says that's bullshit, and she's totally right about that. She asks if her taking the job means you won't come with her. You say yes. Again, bullshit. But she decides not to take it. Dreamlab, that's terrible. 1985. Julia is asked to leave Boulder on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. Wonder what's going on there. She was found crying in the stairwell. Here's our choice. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it, or you make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it. Shall we talk to someone? How about the macaroni and wine? Brian. Okay, let's talk to someone, see what happens. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset of dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Uh-oh, indeed. There's kind of a tragic undertone to the whole story. Now we're back in 1989, a little bit in the future, just making camp here because it was a long, long hike. Oh, butterflies are on here. Let's have a look at that journal. He-Man! Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends, and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to university. Because of that nudity, right, Dreamlab? That's exactly right. 1987. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days, you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days, you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family, they are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. But Julia gets worse. 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months, until we have to make a decision. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility, or you are determined to take care of her by yourself. These are crazy decisions, aren't they? Absolutely. Full-time care? Full-time care facility? Oh my God, Rod, that's crazy. I'm beginning to think the 18 plus tag was probably not such a bad idea. Okay, we decide to move her into a full-time care facility. It's only going to get better from here on in, Brian. No wonder our character wants to get away from it all. Just look at trees for a few years with no particular conversations to doctors and heavy decision-making stuff. Oh man, Dreamlab, that's terrible. It's such a vicious disease. I'm sometimes thinking that nature really has it in stock for us. How can we wipe humanity off the face of the earth? Yeah, cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's. But it's true, sometimes it does help to just look at trees and go, do you know what? I'm just gonna be here in the woods for a while. Oh my god, Brian. Oh, dear. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day. Then every other day. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. You slowly decide to not see your old friends that much. 1989. Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. You've always really liked Susan. Months go by. Mayhem dies. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer is coming, and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. Which brings us neatly up to 1989 and a hike in Old Shoshone National Park, where at the end of a very, very long day, we finally arrive at our observation tower with a red light at the top. It was, wasn't it, Brian? Yeah, Rod, absolutely. Perhaps this is exactly what our character needs. Get away from it all. And look at the stars. Don't jump! You've got so much to live for. Yes. Oh, looks like an old outhouse down there. Here we go. Maybe the fires kind of start themselves. Oh, look at that. Maybe you should buy this game, Dreamlab. What do you think? It's all boarded up and it's dark. Well, turn on the power. Let's start with that. Yeah, be gentle with it. Come on. Okay.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
That's the radio. Let's pick that up in a moment. Let's just have a look. Supplies for Two Forks or Two Forks.
Two Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower. Come in.
Two Forks Tower is where we are, so this is our thing, which is currently boarded up, I guess, for the winter. They don't really open this thing.
I know you're there. Your lights are on.
damn, we shouldn't have switched on the lights. Books? Yeah, we're going to take a look at that later. This is where we're going to sleep.
Hello, Two Forks, come back. Pick up your radio.
Alright, shall we do this? Let's get the story on the road. So this is where we can make choices sometimes. Right now I only have one choice, but you notice the little white bar, that'll go down. And that'll be the countdown. So before that, we have to make a decision usually between 2 or 3 choices, or we can ignore it. So right now, I guess we'll say hello.
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
Dion, first of all, hello. This is one of the decisions we're going to have to make in about 2 seconds. You've killed 3 ex-husbands, or we ignore her. Let's ignore her.
You're just gonna wait me out on this? Ugh, fine. But I'm gonna take a second here and have a guess about you.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you.
Damn right you don't.
I'd say you got fired from your job and have finally decided to write your novel. That's the sort of bullshit reason you'll find a man out in the woods.
Good night.
Welcome to the job.
Welcome to Firewatch, everyone. So yes, we don't have to make a decision. We can ignore her, and then she'll just go on with something. But depending on what we pick,
Morning,
we'll...
Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
So depending on what we pick, like, more snarky, more honest, will define the relationship that we're going to have for the rest of the game. That old Flemington typewriter, very exciting. I like this mix of minimalistic modeling and kind of cartoony impressions here. Oh, there we go. Writing with a diary here, very good stuff. She does remind me of Ross from Frasier, absolutely. Right, let's see what she wants. Actually, we don't have to reply to her just yet. This is kind of interesting. So first of all, we get to see the mountains around us and the trees. So that's a very nice little view. So nicely done. But there's also things I found particularly funny. They've recreated bits and pieces from reality, and to not infringe on copyright, they just changed them around a little bit. So like this, to us here in America, this bleach pot, whoops, that's not it. This bleach pot is very familiar. So we have a product here that looks exactly like that, called Clorox. You can either put things back, or if you don't put them back, you just drop them on the floor, which is, let's put them back nicely. There we go. And there's other things like, I don't think I know this Suds type soap here. But later on we'll find a jar of peanut butter, and that's based on Jif. I think it's called Biff in this game. Yes, I don't know what that's all about. It's not a health hazard here at all, is it? Oh, there's a desk drawer. Let's open the desk drawer, see what we find in there. Oh yes. A pencil. And a lot of books. Age Rolled the Hard Way by Richard Sturgeon. Neil Black has just exposed the largest underground gambling racket in the nation's history. With the mayor basking in the glory, it's only when consequences come knocking is Neil Black called on again. Neil Black is a lot of things, but a fall guy isn't one of them. Only $2.50, over 15 million Neil Black books in print. Let's put that on the bookshelf. There. Oh, don't do that. Do that nicely. There we go. There. A lot more books to explore later. All right, before that happens, Swanker's door, let's go see what our supervisor wants.
Hey, sorry, guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, 14 hours of sleep? Whew.
Yeah, Jesus, I guess it's what, 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission for a day or two. But now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job.
All right.
There's a thing in the middle of your room with a round map on it. Do you see it?
This thing here.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
We use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
Good God, language, lady.
Out your
Absolutely.
west-facing window. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
West
Are
being...
those fucking fireworks?
Oh, this is west. Okay, cool. Lucky us. Could be fireworks. Let's have another closer look here.
I need you to confirm. Do you see them?
I ain't seen nothing, lady. Oh, there we go. Fireworks. Okay, let's confirm this thing.
Whoa, that's not legal, right?
No. You need to get down there right now and stop them. Fire danger is through the fucking roof.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. Look, the closest ranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
What shall we do? 1, 2, or 3? Like, kick the shit out of them? Can I write them a
Do you think you
ticket?
can handle that?
I'm not really into discipline. What do you think? Dreamlab says 1.
I'm sorry,
Christina
it's
says
not in the
1.
job description.
1 it is.
Kick the shit out of them, sort of straight?
No. Jesus, no.
What? I'm not a cop. It's not like I've got a rule book over here.
Just make sure they don't do it again. Take their shit.
All right, fine.
Don't feed anyone a knuckle sandwich. Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right. There should be one in the supply box on the way. The code is 1234. It's actually that for all of them.
Secure, convenient, or smart? Let's go with smart.
Shut up.
Hey, fantastic. This is my favorite bit here, where he kind of supports himself on that little thing over there. Okay, let's find that rope and see if we can not give those fireworks people a knuckle sandwich. Also, where was West again? I've been kind of walking around the tower now. Where is West? Ah, well, there is this thing like a map. We have that. And it also gives us this goal that we have to find a rope in NFS cache box 306. And we can zoom in to the map and then have a look where we are and where we might have to go. So this is where we are, Two Forks Lookout. And on the other hand, we have a compass. So I guess she was saying it's west. So it's kind of, I guess this is where we need to go. Cache box 306, on the other hand, is, whoops, and it wobbles around. That's very cute, isn't it? So cache box 306 is kind of northwest. So follow this path and we'll kind of get there, I guess. See, I'm really bad with directions. So I do appreciate when you help me out. And you also see what I meant with a kind of casual, strong language. This is going on throughout the game. But very nice atmosphere, I must say. Very, very nice. A drone would help, Rod. And we could just stay in our tower and just fly it from here. That's true, Dreamlab. It does give this whole story a kind of a real feel. Aha, look at that. Cache box. A bit of fog here, and all the wafty grass. It's really like, you know, what I said, no matter where you point your camera, it's just lovely to look at, and everything has this subtle movement to it. So, shall we call this in? 1, 2, or 3? What's the code again? 1.
I found the supply box.
Great.
Hey, thanks, Delilah. See if it really is 1, 2, 3, 4. Dion, I've heard of that. I've heard of the Long Dark. Maybe I should check that out next. Okay, so we have a bit of map information here that we can copy into our current map. Amazing view. Oh, that sounds good. Ranger Rick, Will Armstrong, Sean Vernard, and Jane Engie. Nice. These people are actually writers of the game. That's the one, Dion. Exactly. I've watched the trailer. Ron and Dave. Oh, I was just going to phone this in, actually. Well, I guess I just kept it. Oh, what have we got here? Old rope. Awesome.
I tracked down that rope. It was right where you said.
Great. So you should be set to get down to the lake.
All right. Dangly rope. Got it. What else? Cone. I guess it's not that unusual in the woods to find a cone. But a granola bar. Ooh. I thought we weren't supposed to leave food out here, or hey, a snack. What shall we pick? Dion says 1. We don't have a time constraint here when we make the decision. It's just that we have to answer our supervisor that the time constraint comes in. Okay, majority says 1. Let's do that.
People just stuff these things with old food? That's how you get bears.
Those boxes are bear-proof. I wouldn't worry about it.
Ha! Bear-proof my foot. Right. Volumetric lights. Always nice, always nice. Where are we going again? West. So I guess west. Ish. Man. Oh, there we go. Found the trail. Awesome. Make sure they're not watching any Firewatch streams, Patrick. Oh, sun sets in the west, actually. That's a good point. We just follow the sun. Wow, this view. I thought perhaps, it's one of those things that will teach me direction, Brian. And good day to you too, Steve. Oh, come on. My sound effects are lagging for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. Wonderful to see you.
This vista is incredible.
Which one?
Down the hill from my tower. There's a canyon and then the rest of, well, everything.
Yeah, you should see what I'm looking at. An eagle has been hovering over this gorge for the past hour. And maybe if you're good, you can come by and see it at the end of the summer.
Wouldn't that be nice? This is the Outback, Steve. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. So the story so far, Steve, is we've had kind of a difficult relationship, and we're now going to see somebody who's setting off fireworks in Old Shoshone National Park. We can also run like this, so that gets us there a little bit quicker. See, Steve, this is a perfect entertainment then to watch Firewatch on Jay's channel. Shale slide, it's steep. Yeah, it looks steep. But that view still very, very nice.
This shale slide is steep. How do you expect me to get down this?
I don't remember it being that bad. It's
It
not
is.
even named on our topos.
Ooh. I'd go with Widowmaker. Oh, this one here.
What about Shitty Boss is gonna get me killed hill?
Oh, is that Absorka Indian? Maybe Creek?
It's actually English for not in my job description. How do you expect me to get down this?
Well, did you get that rope?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, just lash it to something nearby and take it slow.
How about this one? And so now, what the funny bit about this is that it's now updated this with whatever option we picked. Very funny. So there's other things that we're going to have to name later, and depending on what we name it, this is how it's going to be called forever. So it's a very funny thing in the game. Okay. Repel. Very immersive camera.
No!
Ouch. I'll try not to. Let's call it in.
Hey,
What the hell's wrong with you?
my shitty boss almost got me killed.
First, your boss is a delight. Secondly, Jesus. What exactly happened?
My rope snapped coming down the shale slide.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No, I think I'll make it.
Well, be careful for Christ's sake.
Didn't break anything except for the rope, of course. That broke. And it's getting darker too, look at that. So the environment is changing as time passes. Ooh, the meadow. Yes, let's report it. In fact, let's just look at it for a while. That is just so beautiful. If you play this game with headphones, it's just absolutely marvelous. It could be, Christina. How should we call it in? Camping spot, love
It
it.
is a hell of a nice camping spot down here by the lake.
I haven't been down there in years, but yeah, Jonesy Lake area is perfect.
Jonesy Lake. Oh, what's happening here? Beer cans. Lots of beer cans.
Finding a bunch of empty beer cans. They threw them all over hell.
The idiots down at the lake?
Yeah, them. I just found where they're hanging out.
Well, we can pick them up and look at them, but we can also recycle them. There's a button on the interface. I've taken the interface away because it's just much more immersive to look at that. We can recycle them like this, then they just disappear, or we leave them where they are. What shall we do? Leave them here?
What do you know? People with shitty manners drink shitty beer.
What, you don't like a cold Musquat light on a hot day?
No, I do. But then again, I didn't say my manners were any good. Better than these fucking litter bugs, though, that's for sure. You know what? Fuck it, I'm not the maid.
I'm not the maid, man. So, two more things here. Some backpacks. And a campfire.
They left their packs tied up here.
Don't fuck with them. The last thing we need is some hikers filing a report about harassment.
Whiskey, too.
They left half a bottle of whiskey. Decent stuff.
Drunk pyromaniacs. Fucking great.
Well, maybe we should take that with us. You know, will anybody miss it? Let's take it. Yes, that fire, my goodness. I mean, it is a national forest at the end of the day.
Oh, look, they decided to have a campfire, too.
You know, they color-coded the fire danger signs in case people were illiterate. But I guess that doesn't take into account just plain stupid, does it?
Well, I put out their fire.
name that forest fire something good, too.
Hey, I can always restart it.
No. I think your first instinct was the right one.
Okay, so here we have some fireworks and more beer. Crazy. Let's just pick that up as well.
Found the fireworks. They didn't even try to hide them.
Well, confiscate them.
That's the magic missile as well, and the screaming wife. Huh. Oh, I can hear some music here in the distance. Oh.
I found a bra.
A nudie pyromaniac. Remain professional.
Let's try, huh? 18 plus stream.
There are panties.
There are what?
I don't want to say that word again.
Why, because you're 12?
Yes.
There's a... Ooh.
Yes?
Oh, what shall we do? There are two naked women.
Two naked ladies out here.
Can you handle that?
I'm
Come
not
on,
sure.
I like naked ladies, same as anyone, but there's, you know...
Two?
Yeah.
I know this will be tough for you, but try to pick your tongue up off the ground and do your job.
Okay.
At the same time.
I found them in the lake.
Skinny dipping.
Yeah.
Is that a guy over there?
Oh boy. Enjoy dealing with that.
Teens, they are drunk. What shall we tell them? I know you're lighting fireworks. Quit the fireworks shit or else. Or please cool it with the fireworks. Okay. Kind of the gentle approach or the hard approach. Asking nicely. Now, 2, 3. Oh, we've got a tie here. We've got an exact tie between 2 and 3. Let's be rough. Come on.
Don't pull any more shit or you're fucked, alright?
Don't threaten us. Yeah, who the hell are you, creep? He's just one of those lonely guys who likes to boss people around.
My goodness.
Why do guys think it's alright to just stare at girls?
I'm sorry for bothering you. Oh, cute. Well, if we stick hard, that's not going to be number 1. You don't know anything about me? That would be the truth. Yeah, I think maybe we should do that. Let's do that.
You don't know a damn thing about me.
We know you're a peeping Tom.
Not the case.
Standing over there. Oh my god, is that what you are? Barf me out.
That's a great expression. Barf me out. That's very cool. Shall we take that boombox here?
Oh, hey, put that down. Seriously, it was expensive.
Fucking cool it with the fireworks.
Please just put it down. We won't light it anymore. You probably haven't. Whoa, where are you going with that? My stereo. Who the hell are you? You can't just steal from us.
We showed them, huh? Let's get out of here. Hey, mission accomplished, I'd say. Very, very cool. Let's put this thing down by the river here. There, chuck it in the river.
Hey, that go okay?
Swimmingly. What shall we say? It went fine, it's done, or hope they drown.
Henry?
It's done, it's done.
Hey,
Oh, there you are.
it went fine. Hopefully there won't be any more trouble.
Good. Thanks for going down there.
Wow, all that in the first day. I mean, we've literally hiked here, we've woken up, we got our first job, and oh my god, and we had to take care of that. Exactly, Dreamlab. The rope broke, so we're gonna have to find a different way. And what better way to follow this canyon thing with the sun in our back somewhere? This is just, it's very, very beautiful. Well, rather than just wandering without any sense of direction, let's see what the map says here, shall we? So we were here by Jonesy Lake, just literally looking at the middle of the lake. Those two islands, that's probably where the teenagers were. And we're walking through Thunder Canyon, kind of straight onto cache number 303. And if we make it there, it looks like there's a little bit of a brown path that we can take, hopefully then south to Two Forks Lookout. Getting dark, hopefully we're getting home before it gets, creepy.
So, I have a bit of a confession to make.
Ah. Number 1 or number 2, guys? What is it?
What is it?
Look, I was drunk last night when I welcomed you to the job.
Yeah, well, you're not the first boss to be guilty of that.
I know, I know I can get a little pushy, putting you on the spot about why you're out here and stuff.
Not a big deal, or or the 3 dots. 1, 2, or 3. 1? Okay. Oh, I missed it. I was reading your answers. Guess we're ignoring her. Getting wet feet here as well. Ooh.
Hey, I heard some thunder.
Yeah, I've got eyes on a storm out to the north.
That's bad, right? Because of the lightning?
It just means we'll be busy. Hurry home and try not to get hit by lightning.
Yeah, I'm not sure I got a lot of choice in getting struck down.
Especially not with your electric personality.
Ugh.
I see my joke did not spark your sense of humor.
Ugh.
What, you're not enjoying our current conversation?
Oh my god. Oh my god, indeed.
Oh my god, lady.
The arc of our budding friendship.
Unbelievable.
How exactly are you in charge?
Aw, Henry, that's a good one.
You satisfied?
Yes.
Wow, very cool. Guess we've established our relationship there already. Ah, cache box. Let's have a look inside. And then there's this cave here. I guess we're going to have to take a closer look at. Supply cache. See if we can make it before we get hit by lightning. All right. Another map, information here. Very cool. Oops. I believe these were real posters or sort of inspired by the real thing that they did back in 1988-89. A horn. Interesting.
Yeah, I get the sense that not everything in here is useful.
In the boxes? Why's that?
I don't really know what I'll do with the deer horn.
Firstly, they're called antlers. And secondly, stay out here long enough and you'll get creative.
Shall we keep it? Can we keep it? No, we'll just put it back in the box. It might come in handy later. Hey, that's good to know, Swanker Store. Stay with us.
I found a flashlight.
There's one in there? Great. Well, the sun's gonna go down soon, so if the batteries still work, you're in luck.
Ow. Okay, it's a flashlight. Nice. Good stuff. Now, according to our new MacGyver, indeed, according to our new map update, we now know that there is a path back to the Two Forks Lookout. We can take that. Or we go further north, but that's not really where we're supposed to go. Find a way back to Two Forks Lookout. So go through the cave then. Okay. See what happens. Perhaps that's where the light will come in handy.
What's in this cave down here?
In Thunder Canyon?
Thunder Canyon?
Hey, I didn't name it. But in the cave, I don't know, rocks. NFS tells people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous.
So
I say, fuck it. You're a grown man, you can go where you want.
great. Used to go caving with someone back in Colorado. She loved it. Might be great to explore it sometime this summer.
Well, that could be fun. Obviously, be very careful.
Oh, let's try this one first.
It doesn't seem that dangerous. Whoa, whoa! Ah, no!
Henry!
Seriously, it's completely fine in here.
God damn it.
Very funny. You said 2 Dreamlab, it's alright to hike through here? That's a good point, Brian. Maybe it won't work in here. Well, play with the cave's echo. What shall we do? Let's go with 2.
It looks like the path leads through the cave.
Back in the cave, huh? Man, I don't need to lose another lookout in there.
Another lookout?
They go in, they never come out.
So this is another one of your jokes.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Very funny. Oh, we can also play with the cave's echo. Great, let's do that.
Hello?
It sounded more fun than when we actually tried it. Huh. Interesting. 452. Caves closed for access. Key available at Ranger Station Dubois, Wyoming. Roman in Wyoming.
This cave is gated off.
It's to stop spelunkers from dying without getting the keys from the Forest Service office first.
Makes sense.
Although Debbie says she lost them like 3 years ago, so maybe its mysteries are locked away for good.
Ah, damn.
Oh, actually,
Yeah, but maybe you can find another one to get your caving kicks in.
Oh, this one's so close to home and convenient, though.
Aw, sorry, Hank.
maybe if we just bang it really hard. Whoops. Oh dear. I don't think this happened on my previous playthrough. Very funny, I didn't know that could happen. Man, I just knocked the sign off, the cave sign. It was an accident, man. I broke it. You break it, you'll buy it. Look at the stars. That reminds me of that old Monty Python song. Whenever life gets you down, Mrs. Brown. Can't remember the rest of it. Now, are we actually on the right path here? And things seem hard or tough. That's right, exactly. No, it was the other one, Brian. It was the, I think it's just called the Galaxy Song from The Meaning of Life. Spam, 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 spam. Exactly. T-Bang, welcome. We are going kind of the right way. Oh my god, more thunder. I'm creeped out already. Ooh.
There's some guy out here giving me the creeps.
The creeps?
Yeah, him.
Wait, he's looking at you? Is he doing anything else?
I don't think so.
Running away, that's what he's doing.
There's something someone should have told you about this area.
What is it?
It's outside.
Come on.
The whole thing. And people come and go as they please. It's madness.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
Look, bumping into someone in the middle of nowhere is part of the fun.
Is it? I wonder if I should maybe have my prawn suit here, Rod. That might make my life a lot easier. How am I going to get up there? To climb up here, that's cool. I can do that. Man, it's only day 1 and we're already stuck. Oh no, there's a path. Nobody panic, it's fine. Do you think? Maybe he's El Chupacabra. Very good. Hi-ya. Let's hurry home. Oh good, and next time we can kind of just jump down here, I guess. If we ever need to go back that way. Overlooking the vista. Look at that. Chupacabra is the pet. Oh, crazy. That's the one, Dream Lab. Beautiful song. Do you know, Rod, that would be awesome if we had some portals here. That would certainly make our journey so much faster. Oops.
Well, that trail isn't closed anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took care of the blocked path. It was backbreaking, but, you know, anything for the service.
Well, thank you.
Anytime.
You break it, you buy it. Let's have a look at that outhouse while we're here. Oh yeah, look at that.
So it's just the outhouse then, in terms of going to the bathroom?
You're a man, Henry. You can go wherever you want. Well, number one at least. And, full disclosure, I pee wherever I want as well.
Good to know. Good to know. Wooden sign, huh? Oh, that's scary. What are we gonna do with him? Oh man, be careful.
I don't think there's any fictional character I hate more than Forrest Burns.
Henry, as an employee of the Forest Service, that is treason.
Yeah, well, he really freaked me out as a kid.
He inspired me to spend the bulk of my 30s keeping the wilderness safe.
A shrink would have a field day with me.
Thanks, Mom.
These answers are always different.
What kind of name is Forrest Burns anyway?
Well, that would be a pun, Hank. A glorious pun.
I went to junior high with a guy named Royal Butts.
Royal?
Butts.
I didn't think anyone had been named Royal since the 1850s.
Well, Royal's mom, Flo, was a bit of a trendsetter.
Oh dear.
Hello, Butts? Oh, man, that's even worse.
Yeah, well, it's still better than Forrest Burns.
Dion, we were wondering that as well, and I think the answer is that there are regulations that... because I said, why can't I just put the generator up here, because then we wouldn't have a long cable going from there over to here. But it looks like there seem to be regulations that a generator isn't supposed to be near a living area because of carbon monoxide poisoning. So these things run on fuel, of course, and that emits carbon monoxide, and if that is closer than, God knows whatever, 30 feet or so from where you live and sleep, then, you know, fumes, that's the one, exactly.
So this generator is all the power I've got out here.
Yep, it doesn't go through much gas, and, well, you don't have much in the way of electronics, so...
No iPhones.
What about my hairdryer?
Oh, I'm sorry. You might just have to make peace with frizzing locks.
I could never.
So funny. So it appears there's more that we can talk about the outhouse here.
The outhouse is gross today, and it will be gross forever.
Well, all the bacteria die during the winter, so anything you smell and don't like in there is your own brand, just so you know.
Ugh, well, then I'm a disgusting animal.
So you are, Henry. So you are. So are we all. Hey, hang on a minute. What's happening here?
What can I do for you?
Well, my
Flemington.
typewriter is on the ground, outside of my tower.
You right?
Yeah, look, the wind? No. How the hell?
You should get inside.
Fuck me.
Absolutely. Poor typewriter. Are you alright? It's difficult to judge from here. Do you think it was the girls, Brian? Oh, Rod thinks it was Sasquatch. Whoa.
Someone broke in.
Hey, what?
They wrecked the place. Threw my typewriter out the window. Motherfucker.
Holy shit. I'll let the Forest Service know what happened.
I'm gonna have to fix the window.
Tomorrow, Henry, you won't be cold.
I won't be. What about all my books? The Patriots and stuff. By Donald Anderson.
Okay, I put in a call.
1, 2, or 3, my friends. Thanks, that was fast. Or what can they do?
Well, what can they do about it? Will they catch whoever did it?
This is the Forest Service, Henry. They're not exactly Hawaii Five-0. Do you have any idea who would have done this?
Girls at the lake? Guy in the canyon? Or who is out here?
I don't know. Who's out here?
I mean, I don't know either. I've never had a lookout be a target for violence.
Great.
I can't believe someone would do this. I mean, I worry about bears and fires, and that's about it, and now I've got to worry about who knows what out there. Okay, in the morning I'm gonna call my friend Patty, who works the desk down in Cody. They keep a list of everyone who's officially been in and out of the trailhead since, I don't know, forever, and see if we can get a list of names. We won't get much, but at least if anything else happens, we can refer to it and see if anything comes up.
Thanks.
I need you to feel safe out here.
Well, I don't. Or don't worry. Or just tell me where to find the gun.
Just point me to the Forest Service weapons cache and I'll feel safer than the Pope in his little car.
Yeah, someone made the choice years ago that leaving people with infinite amounts of alone time and a gun was kind of a bad idea.
Yeah.
Grenades?
See what I can do.
Figures. Well, that was day 1. How exciting. We can't wait to see what happens in day 2.
Wake up!
Oh, he has coffee. And whiskey. What else has he got?
Hey, wake up!
In a minute, Delilah. We've only just woken up. What's he been writing? Well, it looks like the window's still broken. Let's get day 2 started.
I'm awake. What's your problem?
Our problem.
Sorry, our problem.
That storm knocked out the phone line I used to talk to the service, which means we're cut off. I tried radioing out, and that's not working either. I don't really know why that would be the case.
There's no backup.
We've had issues with the radios going out in this area before.
Can I go fix it? Or should I be worried?
Anyway, I'm sending all the lookouts out to check the wire in their areas.
Can I go fix it?
Well, You probably can't, but what you can do is hike out to where the wire runs through your area and report back if it's down. Then I can track down a ranger to get someone on it.
Okay, I can do that. Where is it?
Remember that cave you hiked through yesterday?
Yeah, of course.
So you're gonna want to go back there, go through it, and keep going straight to the north when you come out.
Will do.
Thanks, Hank.
It's Henry, actually, isn't it?
It's Henry.
What, you don't like Hank?
Yeah, I don't like Hank.
But thanks rhymes with Hank.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, alright.
Speaking of Hank and Henry, if ever we wanted to have a look at what we look like, this is it. And this is what Julia looks like as well. You see, even the Julia in the game doesn't like her picture taken or doesn't like to be on camera. Isn't that amazing? But this guy doesn't really look like me. I do have that mole here, though. It's like looking in the mirror, really. Okay, let's put this back nicely. Don't just chuck it. No, don't do that. Oh, man, don't do that. No, don't do that. Put that back. Put it back nicely. There. Ah. Okay. Should we light some fireworks while we're out there? No, let's not do that. It's illegal. Oh dear. Oh, percolator. Nice. Old style. Oh, we've got some glass cleaner too. Sterilex, all purpose. And some Darkwood Scottish soap. Not bad. We even have a... Dude. We even have a cookbook of sorts. Didn't it say cookbook here a minute ago? Lookout cookbook. What can you make? Do you know, Patrick, absolutely, yes, that was... I totally forgot about this. We sent that into a TV show back in Germany. Never heard back from them. It was probably better produced than anything that they could do. Manly thermos. Manly. Not Stanley, it's Manly. Very nice. Very, very cute. I like what they've done here to the brands and all. I don't like the way you can't put things back easily. You really have to be really careful. You pick that spot until it comes up with put back. Otherwise it just goes and, you know. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you, Tyler. Very nice. Very nice gift there. I'm trying not to be, Rod. Whiskey. We'll leave the whiskey here. Oh, what's this? Wyoming postcard. Greetings from Wyoming. Wild and free. Okay. Let's see where those phone lights lead us. It all starts with a nice little look at the map, of course. Oh, the green stuff here, that's the telephone lines. North of the canyon. Okay, so Beartooth Point, I guess, is our location. Jacko! Thank you for dropping by. Dion, thank you so much for joining us. Join us next Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the second installment of Firewatch. And you can always watch the rest later on YouTube, of course. So we're just about, this is just day 2, just got started with the game. Day 2, we're about to have a look what's going down with the telephone lines here. I hope I'm going the right way. This was supposed to go south, which I guess I'm not going south. Or north even. See, I can't even tell the difference between north and south. Thank you so much, Jacko. I very much appreciate that. So let's go back here. I think we need to pass the outhouse. That's how we got in last night, and that was the same direction that we just came from. Where's the outhouse? Oh, Jacko, I love this game. I discovered it last week and played it twice already, and I thought this is so good. I want to share this with all my friends. So there we go. And we had a free slot on Monday. I think, yeah, actually, I'm going to call this Mystery Monday. Before this, we played Abduction Mondays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this just fits in with the whole mystery, immersive mystery type theme. Let's see if we can keep this slot going. Speaking of going, I have no idea where I'm going. That's a good point. Thank you, Rod. Thank you. So this could be east. No, this is east. This is east. Awesome. So if east is there, we need to go north. It's kind of here, right? Thank you, Rod. See, this is almost, look at that. This is north. Fantastic. See if we can work out where that outhouse is. This is not the trail. I do understand that. There's the outhouse. Perfect. Okay, outhouse. That's east. So that's north. This is the trail. Ha! As Brian said, this is perhaps not the best game to play with somebody who has no sense of orientation whatsoever. Oh yeah, this is where the old trail sign, closed trail, was once. Yeah, that is true. When in doubt, use the compass. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I've recorded so many just 1-minute loops of this game already. I want to edit them all together and put some nice music or sound effect underneath it and just have that as a long active screensaver here. What shall we call in? You wake up pretty early, or can you see the wire? 1 or 2, my friends. Rod says 1. Dreamnut says 1. Trekkie Patrick says 1. Let's do this. Jacko says 1.
Pretty early then, huh?
As soon as the sun comes up. Forest Service really frowns on us putting up curtains for some reason.
Very funny. 1. Let's do this.
I just covered my head with my pillow. Seems to do the trick.
Wow. The forest could never burn down on your watch.
Never. Notice also that right now, where the day is just getting started, it's all a bit cooler here. There's some fog. Look at this. And I really appreciate all the subtle movements here. Grass, trees, and you just look at something. You just point the camera at something and you just look at it. It's really immersive, literally as if you're there.
Oh, it's actually pretty damn cold out here.
Roger that. Warms up fast. The mornings are cold in Boulder though, right?
Yeah, they are.
What did you get up to down there? I mean, what's life like?
Ah. What shall we tell her? Talk about Mayhem, our dog. Talk about Julia. Talk about your favorite bar. Or say nothing.
You know, I don't know. Just used to spend a lot of time with our dog, Mayhem.
Mayhem? What kind of name is that?
He was a German Shepherd, big as a truck.
So why not call him Chevy?
Well, we walked out of the shelter and there was some graffiti on a trash can and it said, Dicko Mayhem. And he walked over and peed all over it and there you go.
That's a really cute story?
It is what it is.
Hey, can you hold on a sec?
Sure.
So nice. I hadn't heard that part of the dialogue before.
Heyo. I don't think so. Why, have you? Okay, good. No, I don't think he has any idea.
Shall we keep listening? Let's listen.
I'm absolutely sure. Would you? Alright, I'll let you know if anything changes in that regard.
Thanks for dropping my Swanker's
Sorry
door.
about that.
Catch you
Anyway,
soon.
I thought about it, and that story is cute. And sorry, but you said we? You owned him with someone?
What shall we say? Should we nail her on this? Ask about the call or talk about Julia? Oh, ask about
was
the call.
that?
Come on.
Who is who?
I don't think he has any idea. What was that? Were you talking about me?
What?
You left your button pressed or something.
Henry, that call was work. I was just talking to... Actually, it's not really your business. Why are you freaking out?
I'm not freaking out.
Good. I'm gonna go quiet for a little bit. Call me if it's important.
Oops. We've annoyed her. Well, paranoid as we are. Jacko, did you ever destroy this sign here? I banged the door earlier and accidentally banged it so hard that the sign fell off. That didn't happen to me before. Kind of a crazy thing. Such a nice mixture between cartoony style and half realistic environments. I really like it. I really like the style. It's almost like the story doesn't matter as long as you can look at it. That's probably what it is, Rod. Exactly. But not cel shaded. Exactly. It's just such a nice mixture between properly shaded and flat shaded. It's nice. Very, very nice. Do you know the company have a website, camposanto.com, and they have a development blog, and they're currently developing another game which is in the Valley of Gods, coming out next year. And they do talk about things like hair tests for their characters and for the new game, or how to set up a water shader so the character stands half in the water. And they said, well, in order to make it look like this, we had to put X amount of layers on this, and this is how we did it. And you can really see samples there. Super, super nice. Go check it out. It's on camposanto.com. And I think the blog it's on there, or it's blog.camposanto.com. Butterfly, stay with us. Absolutely, Jacko. I totally agree. It is just so nice just to be in the wilderness. Look, Rod knows his butterflies. Very cool. I saw that Dreamlab. There's a section on their website that says we're welcome for you to stream the game and make money with it. So perhaps I'll get rich. Oops. Oops. I was looking for the map here, just making sure I'm going the right way, but yes, I am, so that's cool. Oh wow, I had no idea. I missed my window there, I guess. But hey, if the next game of this game is anything to go by, I'm really looking forward to the next game. They've just been bought by Valve, by the way, so they used to be independent, and Panic were financing them. Panic is such a cool story. Panic is an iOS and macOS software development company. They're currently developing something called the Playdate, which is kind of a Game Boy-like device with a black and white screen and a crank. It's very cool. And they were financing this game, they were backing it, and they were working with the developers. And that was, yeah, since 2016, I think, so quite a few years ago. And with the new game, they were chatting to the folks at Valve, and they're going to remain an independent unit inside Valve, but they're now owned and operated by Valve. So very cool. Oh wow, look at that. What a cool story. It just goes to show it's just such good publicity for them, isn't it? It's such good, if it's good streams. That's right, Dreamlab, exactly. There was a time where streaming was kind of frowned upon and you stealing things from us, and you go, oh, it's best free advertising you can get as a game dev, especially in the early days where you really want to get the word out. And a trailer, I see this more and more. You see a 1-minute trailer and you think, you know what, you haven't shown a single second of gameplay, so I really don't know if I'm going to like the game. Man, where was this thing? Oh, is it your shoulder again, Patrick? Is that still the painkiller thing? Could have sworn there was something that we could radio in here just a minute ago. There.
Can you see the communication wires from where you are?
I can see the poles, but I have no idea if the wire's in good shape or not. They run a good distance up to a spot called Beartooth Point. You just need to walk along them all the way up there and make sure everything's in ship shape.
Ship shape. Gotcha. Do you know, absolutely, Dreamlab. That's exactly how I feel. Otherwise, how will you get an impression of if you're going to like the game or not? Precisely.
I can see the wire you're talking about. It looks like it's in good shape from here.
We'll follow it up to the top of the trail if you can. You can head back as soon as you give me the all clear.
Got it.
Bad game design, that's what you're hiding. Jacko, thank you so much for hosting the stream. I love it. I guess we're continuing this way. Yeah, I suppose a game like this, T-Bank, is really something you gotta experience. But at the same time, you know, you can literally play this several times and the conversations are all gonna be slightly different. I like that. Chex Mix break. All right, Rod. Perfect. What flavor are we talking about today? Anthemos, right? You know, I got that impression. Absolutely.
Guess what?
What is it?
There's a bunch of empty cans up here.
Same as before?
Yep.
These fucking kids.
Yeah, brewed in Wyoming. Red Eagle.
Why do you think they'd be up here?
Hell if I know, but they better have stayed away from our communication stuff.
Do you know, Jacko, it also gets to the point now where games are so complicated that some people can just not work out how to play a game like this. I mean, not so much this one, but there are games that are so complicated that you really need a tour guide almost to show you around this environment and shows you what's possible. So yeah, I totally agree with you that it's nice entertainment just to watch and have a chat at the same time too.
So we really can't reach anyone any other way than these wires?
What else do you suggest? Smoke signals?
Just seems dangerous.
Well, if they don't hear from me for a few days, they'll send someone out, but I'd rather it not come to that.
Roger that. Yeah, be careful. It's best to have this analyzed, Patrick. My mom had this. She had some shoulder issue, and they gave her a cortisol syringe, and that took away the pain, but not the underlying problem. So she was like, well, okay, I'm going to go back to work. And then a few months later, they had to operate. And now she's fine again. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's good to watch this at an early thing. Yeah, all the best to you in the clinic.
Yeah, okay, the wire's down here.
Okay, good. Any sign of those girls? Did they mess with anything?
I'll look around.
More beer cans, that's for sure. Yeah, keep us posted on how you're getting on.
Hey, so the wire is definitely down out here. I just found it. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't look like the wind. It looks like it was cut deliberately.
I knew it the moment you said you found their trash. These idiots are gonna pay. Do they realize this is how people die? I mean, what if something happened to one of my lookouts while this was going on? And God forbid there's an actual fire burning out of control.
What do you want to do?
I want you to go find them.
Oh.
And then what?
I haven't thought that far ahead. That's not true. Everything that comes to mind is illegal.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah?
Hey, I came out here for a breath of fresh air and some adventure. What do you got?
I think I want you to just find them and scare the hell out of them.
I feel a decision coming up.
Ghost costume, but they stole my sheets.
I don't know. Wait for them to wander off and wreck their camp. Something that would make a teenage girl run home to mommy and daddy.
I'll find them.
Thanks.
But I am gonna need a raise.
Don't hold your breath. I'd start by hiking back towards your tower and just keep an eye out for anything that would lead you to them.
Well, they're big into Red Eagle.
Just follow the cans, huh?
See if you can find the path they took down from there. Maybe they looped back around towards the lake or something. I doubt they're where they were yesterday, but they obviously can't have gone far.
Back to the lake. Long drop, huh? Can't get back up here.
Well, I hopped down a drop and now I can't climb back up.
That is a pickle.
Indeed.
I could just keep hiking, but I figured I should let you know in case I get myself trapped out here.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen before you find these assholes. I was thinking you should probably head back to where you saw them last.
Which is the lake. Gotcha. But not this way. Let's see. So we're up here. I guess going further north isn't gonna save us here. So let's find a way south. Oh, actually, there's a cache box here, cache box 302. Perhaps we're gonna go via that, see if we can find any more map paths that lead us perhaps east and then down south. Something like that. So this is where we saw them last, Jonesy Lake. Okay, well, let's try east. Go to the cache box. See what happens next. This is east. Good point, Jacko, yes. Do you know, it's actually faster than you think. The map makes this whole game look larger than it actually is, so that's kind of nice. There's the cache box, I can totally see it. How do we get there? Oh, there we go. Totally going off-roading here. Oh man, we're back. See, this is what happens when you don't have a sense of direction. Yeah, it's kind of the challenge though, that you have to put the map away every once in a while. How else would we get there? I can see what happens if I go north and follow the thin red line up north. North, there we go, perfect. Haha, that's a very good way of looking at it, Patrick. And also, I mean, you know, trust modern medicine. I'm sure they'll have some kind of a solution up their sleeves. Ah, beer can trail, excellent. Let's just leave the beer cans here so that we can find our way back if we have to. Perfect, another beer can. Good stuff. Man, they have computers these days, Patrick. And some medicine against everything. They've cured cancer. Well, for me at least. For now. Maybe for good. Well, you know, computers where you put things in and then a solution comes out, that sort of thing. Okay, long drop. I guess that means we won't be coming back up here. Two Forks and Jonesy Lake to the left, Thoroughfare and Supply Drop to the right. Let's find Jonesy Lake, 2 miles to the south. Is this south? It is. And south and then what? Oh yeah, just keep going south. Cash box 241 coming up. Oh, we missed that other cash box here. 302. Well, maybe next time. So keep going south. Oh, what have we got there? Backpack.
There's an abandoned pack out here.
And it's not one of the teens?
No, it looks like it was lost a long time ago.
Well, you could always pilfer it for supplies.
Well, boss says pilfer. Let's go and do this.
Well, I am flush with ropes now. That pack was full of them, in decent condition too.
That's lucky.
I mean, there's enough rope here that I could just leave them hooked up, I think. Oh, get this. This pack came with one of those cardboard single-use cameras.
With pictures left?
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
Neato.
Thank you, Brian Goodwin.
Wait, who?
The bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh. Wow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I just haven't heard that name in a few years.
Oh. Look out, Ranger, ex-lover. Ex-lover.
What, the fellow you had a thing with?
Yeah, it was so hot and heavy. Of course, Brian Goodwin was 12 years old, so, our love could never really be understood.
Damn.
I'm kidding. Not about him being an actual 12-year-old. That part's true.
Huh.
He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No. I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
What, they couldn't handle your unique brand of charm?
Not many can.
Unsurprising.
Anyway, so it goes. Have fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know, I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you company while you find those girls, huh?
All the banter, indeed. I just looked at the rope because you can see the rigging in the rope, Steve. That just made me think of you. See that here? That's where the bones are. When I kick it. Very cool. Rigging banter. How are you getting on with those videos, by the way, Steve? And are we going the right way? Oh yes, cash box 241, there we go. Right. It'll be our secret. Do you remember the secret combination to this? Hiya! Okay. Cash 241. 2 folks look out. Perfect. Put that in the map. What else have we got here? Photodome, the place for photos. Ah, do you remember film, eh? 1 hour photo labs, all that sort of thing. Dave and Ron conversation. Let's keep it close to our... Oh, fossilized claw?
Someone found a fossil and put it in a cash box.
Could be the same person who left that antler.
And maybe they're leaving me an entire creature, piece by piece.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Let's close that bear-proof box and hike it over to Jonesy Lake. Oh, is it lagging? Oh yeah, mine's frozen too. Come on, Mixer. Oh, I didn't actually tell you this. This is the first time today that I've also added Steam to the whole stream thing. Indeed, we are indeed streaming to Steam as well. Very nice. Oh, Mixer is bizarre. Indeed. I'm still actually here, but for some bizarre reason, for some bizarre reason, the signal is no longer reaching Mixer. Oops. Are we still on YouTube then? Let's just ask. Or on Twitch indeed?